The age of AI is here. But how am I ever going to keep on top of all of these tools? How can I compete with my competitors' deep pockets? Is there any point? Am I just going to be obsolete? These are some of the thoughts going through the minds of marketers everywhere, especially in small brands, startups, and people building their own thing from scratch. AI has fundamentally changed the landscape of marketing forever. But what does this actually mean for us small brands, startups, and solopreneurs? Is there a market for new brands when Kittle can throw out a logo in seconds? Is there a space for another creator when AI can create a video in minutes? And why would anybody listen to my podcast if they can just head over to Wondercraft and create their own? The one thing we know for sure is that AI is here to stay, and it is changing the future of your lives and your brand forever. So if you want to be successful in an AI-dominated world, I'm here to show you exactly how you should be using and adopting AI, even if you are just starting out. I'm Gina. I'm a marketing director from South London. I've worked in startups, small brands and creators for the last 16 years, predominantly in the tech space, harnessing AI and tech advantages to grow brands exponentially. I'm here to show you absolutely everything I have learned so you can skip the trial and error and focus on building your brand. And today, I'm not only going to get you up to speed on everything you need to know about AI right now, but I'm also going to help you build your brand by giving you an insane edge over any of your competitors, by showing you how AI can be the driving force for growth. Today, I'm going to make sure you're completely up to scratch on what AI means for startups, small businesses, and solopreneurs. I'm then going to teach you exactly how you can use it today, whether you're a big team, a small team, or no team. And then finally, and most importantly, I am going to show you how you can future-proof your brand with the AI tools that are on the market right now for free. And before we get started, this section right here might be the most important 2 minutes of YouTube you will ever see in your life. In fact, I can guarantee that it will completely change your view on AI and marketing and content creation forever. But let's get into it. When I first started out in my career, the thought of using the latest design tools or products, or even having access to the latest industry report, was completely unfathomable. These things cost thousands of dollars and were just completely out of my reach. The age of AI has been transformative in breaking down the barriers of entry for small brands, startups, and solopreneurs to get access to the tools and resources that our bigger competitors have. Forget paying for 5 different programs and subscription services. I can remove the background of an image in seconds. Don't worry about having no budget for a focus group. I can gather information and data immediately. In fact, anything that I need access to, I can now ask AI to find me a free version of it. Tools and programs have never been more accessible. And for small brands and startups, this is an absolute game changer. AI is empowering brands that don't have the deep pockets to be able to innovate, iterate, and really experiment, redefining what is actually possible. After leaving university, I travelled for a few years before settling in London just as the App Store was opening their product to outside developers. Whilst I'd been travelling, I came up with the greatest concept for a travel and events dating app, which I still think would fly. I set about making this a reality. I spent weeks researching and vetting companies to help me achieve this dream. I then eventually found someone and worked with them, paying over £1,000 just to get to the point of an FDD. This in itself took me about 23 weeks. At this point, I was not only in full-time employment, I was 6 months older, over £1,000 poorer, and kind of over it. I didn't feel like I had the time and energy to do it anymore. Fast forward to today, and that same functional design document would have been done at no cost in 10 minutes. AI is not just simplifying tasks. It tackles complex and skill-specific jobs that would otherwise require entire teams to execute. For small brands, startups, and solopreneurs, this is revolutionary. So AI supplements our teams. And when you are working in small teams or on your own, the admin never ends. Early in my marketing career, I spent countless hours just building through documentation, running my normal tasks, and doing admin. Sure, at the time, I had the IT crowd all Lutheran in the background, but the stress of juggling all these tasks alongside trying to build something really took its toll. Nowadays, AI isn't even just for admin. It is an active assistant. It organizes your data, runs your retros, reviews your contracts, and helps you with everything that you simply do not have time for. For small businesses, startups, and solopreneurs, Time is our most precious element. I always talk about focusing on what drives results. AI allows us to take away the things that do not matter and do not drive results and essentially outsource them for free. And now for the big one. The absolute pinnacle of game-changing access for small brand startups and solopreneurs, the AI is giving us. Marketing reports used to cost more than your monthly budget. When I first started at Fnatic, I knew nothing about the industry and the audience. And I went to market with RFPs to understand our audience, and the quotes that came back were between $50,000 to $200,000. Data and information is extremely valuable and quite often out of the budget of startup small brands and solopreneurs. The age of AI has created access to information that we have never seen before. It doesn't just enable you to run competitor analysis and market insights. AI is complementing our data search by offering detailed, actionable information that is based on our audiences, our key markets, and is updated in almost real time. This level of access is completely unprecedented. Decades of internet search, which is another AI product, by the way, launched in the early 2000s, could never come close to the amount of information that AI gives us today. How can you not be excited? This level of detailed information about audiences and opportunities was only reserved for big brands. We now have access to this to further understand our audiences, where we want to go, what we want to say, and how we grow our brand exponentially. It's such a game changer. AI is having a huge impact on startups, small brands, and solopreneurs. It is unlocking a suite of advantages that can grow your brand for absolutely free. Ignoring these tools and these capabilities can not only stunt your growth, but will mean that you will get left behind because AI has been here since the 1950s and it is not going anywhere. But if you are thinking this is all so overwhelming, I don't have time to learn this and where do I even start? You are not alone. So let me take your hand and guide you through how you should be using AI for your small brand startup or your solo project. In order to maximize the use of AI, especially through free resources, you need to set it up in the same way that I use it every day. This system that I've set up enables me to not only run my department of 58 people globally, but also create my own business on the side and, have a life as well. The key to using AI is to build it as active assistants and an additional employee. Where a lot of the big brands are getting distracted is with the flashy stuff. The Coca-Cola adverts, the deep fakes, the things that make the news. Smart brands and marketers will ignore this and focus on what is going to actually drive growth for their brand, which is the active assistance and additional employee. And with this active assistance, we also want to talk about the elephant in the room, generative AI and content creation. If you've seen my video on the future of AI marketing, you will know that we have nothing to worry about in terms of content creation. Generative AI is not going to be something that replaces real creative. It's going to be something that helps us with our growth hacking and testing. Small brands, startups, and solopreneurs should set up their AI in order to support and give insights to their content creation, not take it over. And you can do this in one of three ways. Firstly, you can use AI in order to generate themes and thought starters to prompt your creative ideation. Secondly, you can use AI in order to offer insights on your target audience and concept to further develop your creative ideation. Tagging on to this, also using AI to generate insights before brainstorming. And thirdly, you can use AI in order to generate those quick, very top of the line content pieces with which you want to test. Sometimes we see an opportunity as a small brand, a startup, or a solopreneur that we have to jump on it. And AI-powered programs like Canva, like Kittle, give us the ability to act fast and react so we don't miss out on those opportunities. So no matter where you are in your journey, you want to be using AI as active assistance in doing tasks that you do not understand, you don't have capacity for, or do not drive you towards your core goals, and an additional employee. As an additional employee, this enables you to input skill sets that you don't have, being able to speed up the process of MVPs or even speed up the process of content creation for A/B testing. Additionally, as your employee, you want AI to become your team. Use AI to proofread. Use AI to brainstorm. Use AI to condense information into usable chunks. By having the active assistant to simplify and do all of your tasks, and the additional employee to get you to MVP testing faster and to do the tasks that you don't have the certain skill set for, you will be able to have more time to focus on the things that AI will never and can never replace, which is your storytelling, your personality, your brand values, your community, and creating human, authentic connections. So small brands, startups, and solopreneurs need to be utilizing AI today for free, and I will drop in the description the free tools I use in order to create my active assistants and additional employee. But the hack that you've been waiting for, the 2 minutes of YouTube gold, is here. If you want to future-proof your brand against anybody else, you need to be setting up AI to do your menial tasks and the tasks you don't have skills for. But, and this is the game changer, you need to be leveraging the access to information better than anybody else. If you are a startup, a small brand, or a solopreneur, you probably understand a lot about your audience and your market. What AI gives you is a key to unlock the doors of other industries and other sectors. The people that get out ahead will know that AI gives you access to information that all of your competitors are inputting into. If you use AI for anything, it is to research and understand not only your competitors, but other industries that might mirror where your audience lives. Often overlooked, the biggest opportunities for small brands and startups are in the unlikeliest of places. Previously, you would never, ever, ever be able to understand what a different market or a different industry has in common with yours, but AI gives us access to this information. If you want to know the prompts that I use in order to leverage access to information to not only grow more than my competitors, but to also spot opportunities in other industries, drop me a comment on this video or join my Podia community. But that's the gold. Access to information is the biggest game changer that AI has for small brands, startups, and solopreneurs. Knowing what to ask for and how to use it is going to be your key to growth in 2025. So let's have a quick recap. AI is not here to be the next Picasso. It is not here to take over your podcast, your logo, your face. AI is here to learn from our data, help us make unbiased data-led decisions, and present insights that it would take us hours, years, or never be able to gather ourselves. The way that you need to future-proof your brand with AI is to leverage information that was traditionally out of reach completely, and at the same time, setting it up as that active assistance and additional employee to automate and support as much as possible. This means that you are able to focus on what matters the most, especially to small brands, startups, and solopreneurs. And that is your community, your experiences, and building your brand with promise and values that are echoed in your audience to connect people, because that is what building a brand is all about. If you haven't already, go check out my video on AI and marketing. And if you want to know the tools and prompts that I use, drop me a comment, join my Podia, ask me anything.